I know that my Redeemer lives.
The children of Israel were so thirsty, they were almost ready to kill Moses. Exodus 17, verse 1 through 4, says, Then all the congregation of the children of Israel set out on their journey from the wilderness of Sin, according to the commandment of the Lord, and camped in Rephidim. But there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people contended with Moses and said, Give us water that we may drink. So Moses said to them, Why do you contend with me? Why do you tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water, and the people complained against Moses and said, Why is it that you have brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? So Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, What shall I do with this people? They are almost ready to stone me. The Lord told Moses to take some of the elders of the people with him to the rock in Horeb. The Lord would stand before Moses, and when he struck the rock, water would come out so the people could drink. Exodus 17, verse 5 through 6. Moses gave the place an ominous name. May not sound ominous to you, but when we understand the reason behind it, perhaps we understand why. He named it Massah and Meribah, because the children of Israel tested the Lord by saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Exodus 17, verse 7. And Jesus referred back to this when he responded to the devil, You shall not tempt the Lord your God, in Matthew 4, verse 7. In reference to this event, Paul said in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 4, that the rock was Christ. Jesus gives living water, John 4, verse 10. Jesus gives water that becomes a fountain of water springing up into everlasting life, John 4, verse 14. The Spirit and the bride of Christ invite all who are thirsty to drink the water of life freely, Revelation 22, verse 17. When we share the gospel of Christ with others, we are offering thirsty people a drink. Sometimes we might not see the results that we want, but let's be careful not to test the Lord by saying, Well, God, where are the results? Are you with us or not? To behave in this way is to behave like the devil. As we think about a few takeaways from Jesus being the rock, just as water is necessary for physical life, spiritual water is required for spiritual life. And the spiritual water that we all need to have spiritual life, it only comes from Jesus Christ. We also think about the behavior of the children of Israel in Exodus 17 being just like the devil in Matthew 4. The children of Israel were acting like the devil, and yet the Lord mercifully provided the water that they needed. God demonstrated his grace and his mercy even during the Old Testament. He has always been gracious and merciful. I appreciate you watching, appreciate you listening to this video centered on Christ, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Centered on Christ is emailed as an article 5 days a week. Click the link in the description if you want to start receiving Centered on Christ to help with your daily Bible study.